All right, traders, and watch this video for Tuesday, December 4th. Quick reminder, the market's closed Wednesday. So if you didn't know that, the market's closed Wednesday, morning day for the passing of George Bush. So just in case you didn't know that, that doesn't happen very often. So we got a midday break. And the trader in me initially thought, come on, nobody's important enough to close the market for. I mean, that's how I make a living. And then I started feeling kind of selfish. And then I thought, no, I'm wrong, right? They should definitely, it's only fair. And then I thought, if I die, I kind of want the market to be closed for 2 weeks. So I guess I can live with a day. All right. Anyway, that's sort of my thought. That's how my brain works. That's my thought process and how I'm okay with it now. All right. So the SPY, we said this in pre-market. When the market gaps up this big, and I drew the lines again, the range that it's been in, basically from October 17th till today, it's been in this pretty clearly defined range, and it was gapping up to the top of that range. That's almost always a short. I don't short very often, so what I said was it's probably going to be a slow grind down in the market, and then a lot of the morning gap plays won't set up very well either. And it turned out to be a pretty dead day for a day trader like me. Now, if I'm a swing trader and I'd played some bets coming into the weekend with G20 going on, I probably would have been long, and I would have been selling the open. And even if I'm a swing trader, I sell the open, and then what? Then I'm sitting there all day looking for a day trade. So there wasn't a lot out there. If you were in chat today, AETI, which ended up closing about where it opened. But if you weren't there today, I did call this on a 5-minute buy setup here. So this is your opening candle, popped up, sellers came in, and so it looks like, okay, sellers are going to win, right? It's going to fill the gap. Next thing you know, it's right back up through the red to green. I called it long over 114, looking for a quick push through the high of day and a little mini squeeze, and we got that, right? From 115 entry, it went through 150. It moved so quickly, it actually halted and then came out of the halt up there. So that was a nice trade for me, but still, I'm only up enough today to take a few of you out to lunch. That's how my day went, but and I can still live with that. I didn't expect much today, so. And then also Wayne gave a really nice call on HDSM, which Matt BI, if you weren't there, put this on our radar thanks to earnings. And then let's see, there was the initial 5-minute candle, and it kind of coiled, right? Wayne identified a seller right at 180. He said he likes it if that seller gets taken out, and it pretty quickly through 180 pretty quickly went to 213, 214. So nice little trade there. Nice little call by Wayne. So there's a couple of highlights from the morning if you weren't there, but overall it was a pretty dead day. I got some good treadmill time in. AMPE, I put this on watch. Somebody in chat posted it today. I looked at the daily and I thought, it's kind of an interesting daily. You've got I'll give you some numbers here. 76 cents back here. Looks like it topped out around $1 after that big gap down, but right? 76 cents, 75 cents, each one of these spikes I'm showing you. This was like 71. This one here, 71, and then today, basically 71. So this one, and you're getting some volume spikes. So this one's pretty coiled. So it could break out. I don't look at this daily chart and think it's bullish, but I think it's worth watching. It's pretty coiled for a possible breakout towards $1. We'll see. NBEV gapped up today with everything else. I think it had a $10 price target released on it today, and it actually at one point looked like it was going to go red to green, and ended up closing probably in about the middle of its range on the day. I'm going to watch it tomorrow. I'm not in love with it, but anyway, AYTU. You can't see much till I zoom in here. So AYTU on Friday, let me zoom in a little more. On Friday had a range from 91 cents to $1.14 on, big volume for this stock, and then today an inside day. I do not love this one, but over today's high, which would be over 107. So 108 might just push it quickly through this 114 and maybe squeeze. I don't know. I'm not in love with it, but it's coming out of a decent base on the daily chart here. And the volume spike on Friday and an inside day today, to me, makes it worth watching. All right. ATOS. Let me try to figure out why. I think I put the wrong symbol in here, because this one isn't even a little bit interesting to me. We're certainly watching it today, but I might get that one the heck off the list. Cron, C-R-O-N. Big volume spike today. The headline was a source who doesn't want to be named. How many times have we heard that in the last couple of years? Anonymous sources, right? So I don't know how much faith you have in anonymous sources. I have zero, but either way, anonymous source said Cron is in talks with MO, which is a tobacco company. Is that Altria, I think? Anyway, I'm not positive, but MO, in talks with MO to possibly for a buyout or a takeover or whatever. And so you can kind of imagine that happening because tobacco companies, tobacco has been decimated. I don't really understand the logic of, okay, our product isn't selling as well because it's so unhealthy and there's so many warnings, so let's sell pot. I don't really get that, but there are some people that view pot as a magic herb. I don't see it, but it can't be healthy in my opinion, at least not smoking it, because of the whole lung thing or whatever. But anyway, Cron got a big pop on that. Actually moved up so quickly that it halted, then came out of the halt, ripped again, pulled back, ripped again, and then slowly wound down. Once I saw the link, because I was looking for pullbacks in pot plays because they were all ripping, right? Once I saw the link and I read the whole anonymous sources thing, it didn't make me want to short it. It just made me say to myself, if it comes out that this is BS, this is going to fall pretty quickly. So I never got involved. I never got involved with Cron, but it held up nicely above its open anyway. And I think shorts in these pot names are going to be a little bit nervous the rest of the week. So for that reason, I'm going to watch Cron. Okay, ASNS. This one has been a really good trader. I didn't even have it on watch today because we got this kind of little flag break of the daily on Friday, but it gave some of it back, although I had a couple really nice trades in this one on Friday. Didn't even have it on watch today, but now that it's put in a red candle, it bounced last time. I'll give you the number here, off 276. So if it gets down and flushes 3, it'll be back near the support, back near the 8-day, and it might give a low-risk setup there. So I am going to put ASNS on watch. And just like lately, even though the market's been making some big moves, my scans aren't finding a lot of, I don't want to say outliers, might not be the right word, but, stocks showing unusual volume in play stocks. I'm really not seeing a lot of them, which is weird because you'd expect in big market moves to have a few, in play stocks kind of standing above the crowd, but I'm not really seeing that. Anyway, and then ANY had on bounce watch today. Now today, another red day. It's kind of what I was hoping for. That doesn't mean it has to bounce tomorrow, but look at the declining volume here, back down to the 20-day. This was like the stock that everyone was trading the last few weeks, and now that we've gotten down to the 20-day, I am putting this one on bounce watch for tomorrow. And that's it. I will point out RH, Restoration Hardware, reported after the bell. It closed at 123.65. As I'm talking, it's trading at like 147. So a possible gap play in this one tomorrow. It's worth watching. From what I heard on Benzinga, they beat on earnings and revenue, I think. So there's a possible gap play to watch. But that's it. That's a very short list for me. Normally I have a lot more. Hopefully we'll find some nice gappers in the morning, in addition to this list. And we'll all work together in a chat room to find some of the low-risk setups that we talk about. All right, so I'm going to leave it at that. I'm done babbling. We'll see you all tomorrow.